Hi friends! If you click to check out the Natasha Denona Holiday 2020 collection, then please keep on watching. Hi, I'm Alicia. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. And if you are returning, well, thank you for visiting me again. Kinkysweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram. We have arrived to Natasha Denona's Holiday 2020 collection, which was prefaced with the glam palette. So she released this like a month and a half ago. My timeline is shot. And if we revisit last year, she had kicked off the holiday collection. Oh my gosh, we're dropping things already with the beloved Metropolis palette. I definitely had a lot of excitement brewing when I saw this peaked on the Instagram, and she followed with her mini gold as well as her gold glow holiday highlighter duo, which really didn't do well, I think, amongst the beauty influencer space. People loved the mini gold, but the highlighter, I don't know. This year, however, after Glam Palette's release, she then brought us the Mini Zendo, as well as the new I Need a Nude Glow, 2 new nude lipsticks in the holiday packaging, and as well as I just mentioned, Mini Zendo. They're still in the boxes because I just got them in the mail. Okay, so this is the first impression. I have a couple of other products here from Natasha just so we could do some comparisons, you know. The I Need a Nude concept was introduced a few years back with her I Need a Nude lipsticks, which were one of my favorites, still is to this day favorite nude lipstick formula. I have 3 shades. Very excited to see how the new holiday shades look, and let's get into these product details, shall we? I am on the Natasha Denona website, and you see here how she displays the whole holiday collection with the mini eyeshadow palette, the highlighter, the 2 lipsticks, and the glam palette. Let's start off with Mini Zendo, shall we? Now, fun fact, when I tuned into her Instagram story, Natasha was speaking about if she hadn't become a makeup artist, she would have become an architect, which is very interesting. And the concept behind Zendo meaning a meditation hall, meditation space, she is very much fascinated by Japanese architecture, and I died because I have so many Japanese architecture books. The meeting of out and indoor space in your actual home space. And back to Natasha's inspo for Mini Zendo, she wanted to have colors that definitely were more on the calming side of the spectrum in terms of like that, as the name implies, Zen type of meditative state of things. This is the box it comes in. I love the color. It's like a deep, rich burgundy. The actual color of the case is like a mirrored burgundy shade. That's beautiful. This little guy retails for $25. It is currently available now on natashadenona.com as well as sephora.com. We have a suggested shelf life of 24 months, 0.0 gram per pan, so the pans are very tiny, or 0.028 ounces of product. And this eyeshadow palette is made in Italy. Additional details to mention: preservative free, paraben free, oil free, mineral oil free, not tested on animals. I think that's it. 2 creamy mattes, 2 metallics, and 1 duochrome. An innovative warm tone palette that conceptualizes a mix of elements, an ambiance where wood meets metal and nature meets modern. You see what I'm talking about? Features 5 highly pigmented shades, including dusty coral, pastel pinks, a deep cool burgundy, and a light taupe. Perfect to create neutral, all-flattering looks with a pop of color. In terms of the palette construction, you have the mirrored base, and you have a magnetic lid here with some grooves on the front for easy open and close. First, we have stark, medium, dark, cool burgundy. Next up, we have bare, matte pastel pink, stripped, a warm silver metallic. This has, dare I say, a little bit of lavender. Just a little bit. Maybe lilac, perhaps. Next up is Daz. Medium coral with a light bronze shift duochrome. That's pretty. I like that. And lastly, we have Uncovered, a dusty coral creamy matte. Here are all the swatches for Mini Zendo, and I do think this is a nice balance of neutral, a little bit of color, still very soft. So interested to see how these colors apply. And with all that said, why don't we get into this highlighter, which perhaps I think is the most highly anticipated product out of this entire release. Here's the packaging. You get like a rose gold mirror compact. Oh my gosh, look at the embossing. Perhaps one of the most beautifully embossed pans I have ever seen. And her talk about architecture and just the attention to detail. Hopping over to the product page on Natasha's site, it does say this highlighter is limited edition, but so was Glow Gold, and she was around for a bit. She even went on sale. Highlighter retails for $42. We're looking at a suggested shelf life of 18 months, 8 grams of product. That's a lot of product, or 0.28 ounces. And this product is also made in Italy. And again, preservative free, oil free, mineral oil free, paraben free, not tested on animals. Description: a multi-dimensional metallic highlighting powder with a high shine finish. Formulated with the velvety smooth texture of the Impact Powder formula, debuted in the tan cheek palette, now available in a champagne tone that complements all skin tones. A comfortable, lightweight, long-wearing formula that leaves the skin radiant and glowing all day. Shade description is nude champagne. Hydrating emollient formula works on any skin type or texture. Featherweight, long-wearing formula that feels like a second skin. Comfortable all-day wear. Buildable to allow a variety of layering techniques. Oh, you know, Natasha loves to layer her highlighter. I probably need to hop out and get a sponge because she loves to start with a emollient base, which is why she loves to include a lot of cream products in her cheek palette, so it could set up for a really beautiful texture on the cheeks when you go into a powder formula or gelée type of formula. With that said, let's take, oh, this feels so good, nude champagne. Vicky J and I did a live together, and she applied the I Need a Nude highlighter, and it looked beautiful on her. And I can see you might not be so impressed with the swatch, but I believe this is formulated to be more of a veil of a highlighter. So again, as mentioned in the description, you can have a little more control with its layering, with its texture. And since Vicky J is deeper complected, this allowed for that highlight to show without appearing ashy on her. She really loved it when she tried it on for the first time, so hopefully she could provide us with some updates as she continues to use it. And lastly, we got these beautiful lipsticks. Now this is special packaging for the holiday collection. I'm not entirely sure if the colors for sure are not limited edition. I don't know if the packaging is. I think Natasha said that the packaging is not, in addition to the actual lipstick color. Here are the two components. The colors, friends, beautiful. And you have this beautiful rose gold finish that exists in the I Need a Nude palette. Each lipstick retails for $25, 4 grams or 0.14 ounces of product. Suggested shelf life 18 months. Nice. And also made in Italy. Vegan friendly, paraben free, not tested on animals. Okay. First up we have Andrea, and the color is indicated with the acronym NB, which stands for, I believe, neutral beige. Again, here is the component, and inside is beautiful also. And the actual lipstick bullet has the ND embossing there. Let's see how this looks. Ooh, that's nice. Very peachy. And it has that vanilla scent, which I'm okay with, you know. I wore Noah to death, okay? I might have to pick that one up again this year. And it's magnetic too, so it's just a very sleek design. And here we have Maria. NP stands for neutral pink. And what does that, I know, like, what are these swatches, Alicia? So this is definitely more pink, and that you could indicate a little more peach. We'll see, you know, we'll see. I might have to mix these up because depending on how they look on their own will determine if I definitely need to use a liner, that's for sure. If you want to quickly check out Noah, this is my all-time favorite. You see how significantly deeper that is, and you know, I sometimes wear it by itself, or I'll mix in Michelle, which is a neutral beige, but 12 NB. So this is 10 NB. You see there has a little more depth of color. I want to quickly swatch Lisa's color in Velvet Fawn. Velvet Fawn is just such an interesting shade, and I think because it's a matte, it might show up a little differently than Natasha Satin, which I'm so sorry I forgot to mention. Why don't I read these descriptions for the lipstick? A luxurious texture with a lightweight creamy formula that will give you that new lip you've been dreaming of while also hydrating and repairing your lips. Okay, Maria, the NP shade right here, is said to be a light rosy nude with a neutral pink undertone, and Andrea, the peachier one that we have right here, is said to be a light nude beige with a neutral beige undertone. But on me it looks a little peachy, okay? On my arm anyway, on my arm. Why don't we quickly go into comparisons? I am very curious to see how the Impact powder that again was debuted in her tan bronze and glow palette. This is the Glow Impact powder here. I'll quickly swatch this solo. So here we're looking a little more golden, and this is I Need a Nude. You could detect there's like, yes, more champagne, dare I say like a little bit of pink, which reminds me of Charlotte's, her newest Hollywood Superstar Glow. Yes, I'm keeping it in the box. I love this box, leave me alone. A different formula than what exists in the Superstar Glow. This is more of like an actual powder. It has a little more creaminess to it. You can even see it here with the swatch. You see some of that texture, but the color very much reminds me of the Natasha Denona. And seeing it from this angle, still a little more pink from Charlotte, I think. And the I Need a Nude steers a little more champagne, and you can see there's a little more golden undertone from the tan bronze and glow. And here are both pans together. The Natasha Denona, as indicated just by the mere look of it, is like that gelée to powder texture, whereas Charlotte's is more of a powder texture. So, you know, if you're not crazy about traditional powders, maybe that's why you didn't go for the Charlotte. But if you're more into these like baked gelée formulas, maybe the Natasha Denona will work out better. If you want to take a look at the Super Nude Glow from the Bronze Cheek palette, this is a different formula altogether. I'm gonna swatch it next to Char. This is more of like a topper highlighter to me, where you put on like your baseline highlight and then maybe you apply the Super Nude on top for that beautiful twinkle effect. If you're wondering about the Dior I feel delivers a whole other experience. This is gonna give you more glitzy glam, twinkle, dazzle. Because of that, the texture is a little drier. For me, with the Natasha, I will just combine all of them. I'll apply the Natasha first and go in with the Dior after if I want a little more poppity pop. That's what I would do. With all product details and swatches out of the way, why don't you come in a little closer? That's enough. I got my damn sponge on standby because I'm very interested to see how this applies a little bit of moisture. I did not set this portion of my cheekbone so I could get, again, a little bit of tack from my Suku concealer. Going with my Sonergy mini cheek. Gonna strike across the pan. Oh, we got a mirror. Let's use it. Gonna tap it, tap. Oh, yes. Yep, this is the highlight for the person who is like, I like highlight, but it's been getting a little crazy, okay? Definitely lit from within. Ethereality, okay? I like to pounce it on instead of strike it across. You most certainly can, depending on how you like to go with your application technique. And I'm just whisking at the edges here so it could pull in over my brow arch. I just want to see with a little bit of, you know, sponge application, tap on what I just applied. Oh, that's beautiful. You're definitely going to get a little more melt. It's going to be more impactful for sure, but as the description said, the texture just allows for several techniques to be used here successfully, right? I don't feel it looks cakey or it's overly textured on the skin. It just applies beautifully and it looks like glass. People are gonna like this a lot more than last year's highlight. Taking the Bounce Cream Glow and just placing it here on the cheekbones because I want to create a nice platform here and start layering it up. And this has a slight pink shift that just gives out a beautiful opalescent effect. Taking a fan brush this time, this is my Koyudo Premium P05. Strike it across like so, right over the Bounce Cream Glow. Oh, that's beautiful. Definitely use a fan brush if you don't want so much product, but the way it applies is phenomenally gorgeous. Just enough. I actually prefer this side over this side. This side is like giving it to me, okay? But in combination to the Bounce Glow cream, as Natasha loves to apply highlighter, she does so again, first with the cream product and then layers on either a traditional powder or gel to powder. This is beautiful. Like, definitely the way to go, I feel, for this one. But I ain't mad at this side either. It's popping. It's glowy, most definitely. Further grasp how I feel about the Mario Preppin set, I did use the lighter shade to carve under my brow. I do want to return to the Hourglass because as much as I go on and on about the squeezy tube, I really do love this and I'm coming back to it just so I could feel if I like the Mario better or nah. So I squeeze some here, gonna plop it down with an Hourglass brush. Oh, look how full circle I'm coming along. I do feel the Hourglass lends a little more stick and adherence, which why I feel my Dior shadows didn't last as long as they could have, I feel, if I apply them on this primer. Here we go. Mini Zendo. What shall we go in with first? Why don't we try out this pastel pink? Just, you know, just to see. My gosh, look at all that highlight. I'm gonna pop it in the crease on this eye. And as suspected, light. Yes, on my skin tone, it does show up sun. On a deeper skin tone, however, not as much punch as I think the Dusty Coral Creamy Matte will provide. And if you're lighter than me, I think this is gonna show up more pink, but you can kind of detect that here. So even though it applies very light in the pan, it applies a little more pink on the skin. Let's head over to Uncovered, see what this does. When Vicky J applied this shade on our live, it gave a really nice soft pink hue on the lid, very soft. And I think the shade translates quite well from pan to lid application. Like, it looks exactly how it looks in pan. This is a nice one in Dun Jade. Definitely want to go in with Stark. For sure, Z's on the lighter pastel matte shade. Ooh, this is an interesting color. It's definitely a cool burgundy, but you can detect like this silvery shift. Very creamy, very easy to apply. I'm just pulling down under the crease so I could maintain control here. And as with a lot of Natasha Denona metallics, very malleable in blending. You don't necessarily need a matte like I placed down first. Even if you went in with Stark initially, you could just use the brush and blend out the edges as I'm doing here. Well, that's gorgeous. Taking a little bit of Bare, however, with my Sonergy classic crease. Just further buffing the edges. As much as I love this brush, sometimes depending on how high the color travels, I need something a little less dense. Just a little bit. Well, that's freaking gorgeous. On this eye, what shall we do? I definitely want to go in with this duochrome. Now, immediately upon the swatch, I do feel it will apply better with the finger, as the duochromes from Natasha have a little more texture. So as suspected, you can definitely feel the difference in texture between the duochrome and the metallic. But I do think this shade very pretty. It has such a nice sheen to it. And if you want, you could reapply your primer on the lid and just tap around the edges. I think it blends beautifully in with that matte shade. Just working it in and around here. Just shaping the matte here. Yes. Now this is how it appears by itself with that beautiful coral matte and the duochrome. I do want to pounce on a little bit of Stark on the outer corner. I just want to see. What I'll do first, however, is apply, what is the shade called? Uncovered. Under the lower lash line. So you could quickly see how it could possibly look by itself. I know I don't have any lashes on or mascara, but I kind of want to progress the look just so we can see what we can get out of these 5 shades. Let's go in with some Stark. This is my little Koyudo Premium P04 brush, and I'm pouncing that right on the outer V of the lid. Oh, that's fun. I like that. It melted beautifully with that duochrome shade. And this is what Vicky J did also with her eye look. She pounced down some stark on the outer corner. If you want to bring back some of that Daz, which I think is called, what is Daz? I gotta find out what Daz is. It just melts beautifully together. And also we can see how this looks as like the standout inner corner. I'm gonna take my smaller index finger and pounce it here on the inner part of the lid. And that's also a beautiful gradient. Natasha's duochromes might feel a little thinner than her metallic formula, but I believe that's intentional so you can layer like I'm doing here. So it doesn't look like I'm plopping on so much texture on my lid, but everything just melts together. Look how beautiful that is. And we haven't used stripped yet, this warm silver. I'm gonna take that on this inner corner, and you see this silver in like with the corals and the pinks and the burgundies. What's happening, Natasha? I think this is a nice addition. Again, with meditation, you're trying to establish balance, okay? Warm and cool, hot, cold, left, right, high, low. This is all a part of it, fam. Stripped on the inner lower lash line here instead of primarily on the inner corner for that eye. That's pretty. And I'll bring some more of Daz on the inner corner here so it could be the actual highlight for that part of the eye. We got a little fallout. That's probably from the burgundy shade. We'll whisk that away. Now it's stark again with, I think this is my, yes, F06. Pulling that through the lower lash line here, combining it with stripped, and I'm taking bare just to whisk the edges and a little more here on the outer corner just so it could look a little more comprehensive. Taking a little bit of Daz with the stripped silver and just improving on that transition. All right, let me apply some mascara and we'll come back for these lipstick swatches. Look at me trying to start this portion of the video without putting lower lash line mascara on. Mascara is on. I have the Pat McGrath Dark Star on the top and the Hourglass Unlocked on the bottom. I really am enjoying how these eyes are looking. Up first we have Maria. I'm gonna apply it all by itself. Yep, just as I suspected. It's not terrible, but this is teetering on like a little too nude by itself. Let's go in with Pat McGrath Structure. Much better. This liner pulled it together. We got a little more contrast going on. And again, Maria is the neutral pink rosy nude. Thank goodness for Structure. That's all I have to say. Next up we have Andrea. And this is the peachier one, I believe. These are so smooth, very consistent with the formula she debuted a few years back when she released her I Need a Nude lipstick collection. This one is a little better by itself on me. Perhaps if I had a smokier eye, I could get away with like that red carpet combo. This is nice, actually. It's very hard for me to find a light nude for my skin tone that doesn't make me look ash. If you're deeper than me, you definitely have to pair this with the liner. If you're lighter than me, depending on your undertone, it could look a little peachy because it's right on the edge on me. So it's really hard to detect how peachy is gonna look on you. But I prefer this over Maria as like a standalone beige shade if I was not gonna go in with the liner. Let's do some Structure again. I like this one. The I Need a Nude formula from Natasha is outstanding. I said it when I first reviewed these, again when they came out. I absolutely love the texture, silky smooth, and the opacity in terms of the pigmentation. I mean, one swipe, a phenomenal lipstick. I think one of the best lipsticks ever. Very creamy, not sheer at all, and it feels good on the lips. Very conditioning, very nourishing. Let me put Maria on the center. Let me see what that does. That gave it a little pouty pout, yeah? So if you want to just highlight the center of your lip, you could apply a lighter color there. To pull the look together, I'm gonna go in with some of Natasha's bronze with my Coyudo PO2 cheek. And now with her Bounce Cream Glow right here on the apples of the cheeks. I'm just pouncing here to melt the highlighter. And here's a finished look using the Mini Zendo, the I Need a Nude highlighter, as well as the two new lipsticks. I thoroughly enjoyed these products. Mini Zendo is beautifully curated, as with a lot of Natasha Denona palettes. I think she's a color genius in terms of what she includes in her palettes, the undertones, and it's the undertones I feel determine the overall feel and mood of her palette offerings. It's not just a silver, it's a silver with a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It changes with the light depending on the angle, and the tones of the mattes are therefore going to further amplify these metallics and duochrome shades in here. When you see it first, you're like, that's nice. That's nice. But in action though, the burgundy, this one and done look, absolutely stunning. I think the formula is very consistent, where the critique has been, especially with her mini sunset, her mini lila. Some of her minis have been hit or miss, and I can't speak for that because I've never tried the mini sunset and mini lila. I do have mini nude, which I think, for me, one of her best. The matte super smooth, the metallics beautifully creamy. Mini gold I thought was really great. Mini glam, which was the precursor to her glam palette for holiday. There are a lot more hits and misses within her mini palette offerings, and I'm very happy to say Zendo is a hit in terms of the colors, in terms of the texture, the performance. I love how the duochrome melts in with the burgundy matte, how you could wear the duochrome on its own, how the burgundy adds a little bit of depth, but I still feel it to be very daily friendly. And these are all new shades. I believe none of these exist in her already existing bigger palettes, I believe. You can let me know down below, of course. The highlighter, beautiful. Light in texture. It's like you're applying light on your face. Most definitely. Application friendly, be it with a sponge, with a brush, with a fan brush, with a more concentrated brush like my mini cheek from Sonia. A variety of tools can be used with this highlighter. You could layer it in a variety of ways, as we saw, just with the brush, then with the sponge, then we applied it over the cream product, and this is just beautiful. So again, Natasha's products reflect how she loves to apply her makeup, what technique she favors, and she definitely loves to apply a powder or even gel to powder texture on top of a creamier base, because I do believe that lends for a multi-dimensional effect that does not look textured or heavy on the skin. It invokes that lit from within glow, and it still looks like your skin, but just further amplified with the shine. Gorgeous. I am very happy to say that these beiges look nice on me, but I don't only want to speak for myself. If you are deeper complected and you have tried these, let us know what your favorite liners are. If you do happen to still like the shade, but you have to work with it a little bit, what your favorite liners are that you pair with Andrea and Maria, so we could get an idea of what to do. If you're lighter than me, let me know how Andrea looks. If it turns out peachy, parentheses orange, how Maria looks, that's the rosier one. Maybe that looks too pinky, I really don't know. Yeah, friends, let the crew know. As far as now, I do like the lipsticks. The feel of them, most definitely. What I see on the viewfinder now looks good. My opinion could change when I see the footage, so I'll keep you all updated on that. Let me know if you picked up any of the pieces from Natasha's holiday collection, what your experience has been, if you're skipping on any of the items. And until then, fam, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another review, tutorial, Natasha Denona video, monthly favorites, or nightly live chit chat. Take care, and I will see you again soon.